Hello, and welcome back to Oolykee Gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Friday tutorial. Today we're gonna go back to basics. We're gonna build a town. Right, let's talk about town. This is the basic thing for every map, for every start. You have sometimes town here and there, but you know what the Soviet Republic is about, build your own towns. Let's start by building our town. So usually where you should start is where your resources are, and close to the border. That would be the best, because close to the border all the money you have is worth more than in the middle of the map. Second thing, your resources that you produce, doesn't matter which one you choose to go for, they're gonna be closer to export. Initially, the best location to start is between NATO and Soviet border. You have two of those border crossings, or border connections. That would be in this side of the map, which I thought that was northwest, but not. You can see the shadows and where the sun shines from. And the other one is diagonally over here, which is more or less the same. I'm gonna start in this area over here. So we have two border crossings. The most important thing is that we have electricity connection. We have electricity connection to NATO country. It would be better if we had it with Soviet countries, so we're gonna check the other side of the map if they are any nicer to us. No. We can go and find this anywhere we want. The closest electricity connection would be around here, and we're gonna get our electricity from there. That is not a problem. With smaller power cables, these distances are not really that important. So let's start. So how do I like to start with this? Usually I make a big cross. Why the hell not? Religious-less country, and starting with a cross. Usually this is the city center, and we're gonna work around it. Start with mud roads. If you like them, you can always remove them. They don't cost money, and keep everything under paused initially, because you want to set up everything and start earning money as soon as possible, and you don't want your people to die. And die they do. Right, so we're gonna start with the bus stop. Usually I keep it generous. I give it a lot of space so we can build a lot of pathways in between. I'm gonna start with the bus stop. It can be connected only on one side. You don't have to connect both sides. That is perfectly fine. The second most important thing your people will have would be food, clothing, electronics, and meat. You can build two grocery stores in different locations, or you can actually build one shopping center. You have small and the big one. Big one is quite expensive, so we're gonna avoid it. We're gonna go for small one. It's cheaper for you to buy this one than the big one, and your people can find everything in the same place. So let's go with that. Again, leave a generous space in between just so we can put paths. The road connection here is not really important. Okay, let's continue with making our people happy. So how do we do that? Let's give them a little bit of entertainment. That would be a cinema. Cinema, especially vanilla one, and because it's the only one, is quite big, and it's quite burly. Yes, that's the word. It's quite burly, and it takes a lot of space. This one cinema will serve, I don't know, 10,000 people probably, but this city is not gonna be more than 2,000 people. So let's go for next thing. Next thing I like to build is City Hall. Why? I like statistics, and actually statistics are kinda good in the game. They're not really that necessary, but I like them. Next one, hospital. Just because I'm keeping this kind of setup always, I'm just gonna continue with it and show you how I do things, and I'll show you how everything is gonna look like. So we have a hospital over here. It's gonna be in walking distance to our population. By the way, population, I'm gonna put 4 buildings over here, 4 buildings over here. Feel free to go for 6 buildings or 2 on each side, doesn't matter. 2, 4, 6, or 2, 4, 6. I'm gonna go for the middle one. I'm gonna go do for 4. It's gonna be around 2,000 people population in the end after 6 months anyway, so don't worry about it. You're gonna have enough people for any industry that you want. Okay, the next thing that we're gonna need before we get our people in, it would be school. I usually put school here. It's kind of close to both population centers that we're gonna have, and again, be generous with the distance from the road. Perfectly fine. Next thing, kindergartens are gonna be last, but next thing, we're gonna go for fire station. Fire station can be found here, and I put it all the way in the end of the city here because it's close to your industrial zone that I usually put in this side, doesn't matter which side is it, but I usually put fire station closer to industrial zone because we don't want that to burn down. We don't want anything to burn down, but yeah, you never know. Okay, so that's it. This is our basic setup of our amenities. We have still to do kindergartens and playgrounds, or school playgrounds, and university. We're gonna start with the buildings because we're running out of space here and I like to have everything filled, and I like our people really to be happy, so quality of flats 96% here. These ones are a little bit bigger, they have 91%, these ones have 96%. We're gonna go for these ones. You can get citizens straight away, they usually give you around 75% filled. This is quite decent, and this is more or less what you want to start with. Again, be generous with the space from the main road. You want to have space to make everything look nice and keep some space between the buildings because you're gonna put some pathways in between. We're gonna go for the same thing over here, and bibbidi boppity boo, you have everything set up here. You're gonna do the same on the other side over here. Again, keep the generous distance. No particular reason, but space is always good. Ask NASA or Roscosmos. Right. We have 8 buildings built, 4 over here, 4 over here. So we're gonna square them because we like squares. We're gonna square them like this. Again, hopefully this is gonna be generous enough. Connect all your buildings to main road. This is for your ambulance and your firefighters, so they can access the buildings. They can access through the pathways as well, but this just looks a little bit nicer. And here we go. We're gonna square all this area. You don't have to. You can continue building in just extension of the city. This is more or less it. I will go straight away and build the last educational facility. Actually, I wish, but it's not. We're gonna have a lot more. So we're gonna switch to dollars just so we can spend some American money. We spend a lot of rubles already, so we're gonna go for this. And now we have actually last for 4 educational facilities for around 2,000 people, or 2,000 to 3,000 people, how much our town is gonna have in 6 months. We're gonna go for 4 kindergartens. I'm gonna build all of them straight away. So I'm gonna go for a kindergarten over here and over here. That's more or less diagonally where the kindergartens are, and nothing spectacular. Now we have to squeeze in 2 more. Usually I keep them close to our population centers, and that will be around here. And since we have a university over here, I'm just gonna squeeze it in here and create a new road. So we have a lot of space here, and just create a new road, and here we go. Perfectly fine. Okay, technically you can go and upgrade these roads to whatever level you want depending on your money. I will keep them as mud roads. I like mud roads because nobody is using them except ambulance and firefighters and buses. But those roads that they usually use, buses for example, we can just put gravel road initially because we're not gonna need anything more than that initially. We don't have that fast vehicles. We have a bus that goes a little bit brum brum, but other than that everything is more or less slow. Okay, so we're gonna get 2 important stuff that our people are gonna need initially. That would be electricity and heating. Electricity is a little bit further down the road over here, so we're gonna go and borrow some of it from them. Again, I'm gonna be paying in dollars this. We have, here we go, border crossing. Just pull that wire as long as you can. Let's see if it's gonna be, no, it doesn't like it all the way here. We can go bit by bit. Here we go here, and then we can angle it in the proper direction that we want. That would be somewhere around here. So we have electricity all the way here, and that's gonna be connected to a power transformer. Here we go. Power transformer here, and we're gonna go back to the border crossing straight away, and we're just gonna confirm that we want to import electricity from them. So I have this transformer here. If you click on it, you're gonna it's already selected import. You can export, but we're not producing any electricity, and just go to 10%. It doesn't matter how much electricity you're importing, you will get it. This is just so you have the power. I have really no idea why you can choose 90 or 100% of electricity if you go for 10% and use billion or whatever. If you use the maximum amount that your cables can handle, they will sell you that. Okay, so we have electricity right now. Before we go with electricity cables, we're gonna go for heating first. We're gonna go and build heating plant. We're gonna go for small one. Small is perfectly fine for this size city, and we're gonna build it around here. Point your heating pipes towards the city. That's perfectly fine. So let's say that that's a city, and we want pipes over there. Two other things you're gonna need before we continue. You're gonna need a bus stop over here. That's gonna deliver your people to work. Usually, if you watched any of my videos, you would know that here would be any industrial zone you wish, so this bus stop wouldn't be just for heating plant, it would be used for all the industries or the industry that you choose to go with. In this case, it's gonna be only heating. I will not go for the industry. This is just basic town setup, how I'm doing, why I'm doing, and hopefully it's gonna be helpful for you guys. Two other things we're gonna need from here would be a petrol station. So we're gonna go for a petrol station. It can be wherever you want, but somewhere close where your power transformer is going to be. So more or less in the middle, that doesn't matter. And then you need a road vehicle depot. This doesn't have to be connected to electricity, but no buts. It doesn't have to be connected to electricity. Okay, so we're gonna go for heating infrastructure first, but let me just connect it to the road network, just so our firefighters have opportunity to put any fires out if we need. And of course connect this so your people can more easily go to work. Okay, I will put a play to this for a second, just because I want to see how much money we are going to use for all of this. Let's go back to rubles and let me try to build pipelines, heating pipelines. Right, okay, let's go first with this. 2 heat exchangers, small ones. I usually go for 2 of them. I'm gonna put one on this side of town, and I'm gonna put one on this. Bear in mind that these heat exchangers have a really long range. They can cover most of your city. You can see here that this one is practically covering everything except this kindergarten. I could have put one in the middle, it would cover everything, but this is a lot of buildings and this is a small heat plant that we have, and it might have a little bit of an issue getting all the heat in, so I'm gonna do it this way. Okay, so this is more or less it. I think there are a couple of things I need to finish. That would be heating pipelines. I will put them to play now, just so they can build most of the stuff, so we can see how much money we spend, so we can be better with our money. Okay, you can see that buildings are being constructed. They're going to be populated automatically. You can turn this on and off if you go to residential buildings and choose any of the buildings. In this case, let's go for flats. You have here on and off, or in which currency you want to buy them. And that's about it. You have even percentage how much you want them. Here we go. We have a lot of rubles left. We're gonna pause now. This university is being built by dollars, and we're gonna have enough dollars as well. Usually I like to spend dollars rather than rubles, because rubles are more, it's better for us. Only thing you can buy with the dollars initially, I think, is a harvester, and that's about it. Okay, so we have a heating plant here, we have electricity here, we have people who want everything. They want everything. They want work, they want food, they want everything. So let's give them everything. Heating is one of those things, and it's quite important, especially initially. So bear in mind that heating is important from the get-go. Even though it's spring, it's still cold. What I do here is, when you start, it's around 1 high, the pipes above ground. I go for 3 high, or give them additional 3. Let's go for 3 high, because why I do this, because railroad with electricity overhead, they usually you can't go with 3 high over their heads. With 4 high, you can go over there, over the electricity lines, electricity lines from the railroad. Okay, so we have one heat exchanger connected over here, and I'm gonna go for the second one again. 1, 2, 3, and cross the road, or in the middle of the road, who cares, and then connect it here and just aim more or less in general direction to your heating station. Don't build it all the way because it's going to be sloped downwards. This way you're going to have equal height of the pipelines and you can squeeze the road in there. I did not do the same thing here, and it's slowly decreasing in height as it comes closer to here, so you can actually do a better job than I did right now. Okay, the second thing would be electricity. Again, I'm gonna go for dollars just because we have a lot of it anyway, and electricity. I'm gonna go the same. We can more or less build one transformer station and cover probably everything, but I won't do that. I will go for 2 transformer stations. I'm gonna build one over here that will be pretty much next to our heating plant. It's gonna cover more or less half of the city, as you can see here, and I'm gonna go for the second one a little bit closer to here. It's gonna cover the second half of the city. Perfect. The last thing we need to do, one of the last things I believe we need to do, is connect electricity to our transformer over here. So we have all of 2 of those connected. Why build first pipelines? Because these cables can go over pipelines easily, but once you put these cables, pipelines are stubborn and they don't like to adjust to other people. They just like to say no. Right, but your cables will almost never say no. That's what we like. Right, so one of the last things, we need transformer station here so we can sell the sweet dinosaur juice here to our buses. That's about it. We're gonna have a crap load of people that are using mud roads, and we don't want them to use mud roads. We're gonna go for pathways, select dollars again, and I'm gonna build the crap out of this place. So connect everything that you can. In this case, let's say the town center, this central part, I usually connect it in every direction and then connect it in, let's say, squares. This is the basic setup. Of course, roads are much better. Roads are better. The roads with lights are the best because people can walk the fastest on them. Yeah, but unfortunately we can't really afford them this early in the game. We're gonna go for something like this. We're gonna go and connect the hell out of this place. Connect everything. So you're gonna put these pathways here, you're gonna put it here, you're gonna connect. Just think, if I was a person, how would I want this to be connected? I would like to be connected like this, and this one here. Usually I just connect the edges of the buildings. This is more or less enough because you either want to go left or right. Front is always connected through one of the roads if you build them. And that's more or less it. Just continue connecting everything that you can. I like to put one in the middle over here just because there's gonna be a sports pitch over here. Okay, we're gonna continue building this one, and we're gonna continue building this one here, and then we're gonna build this one, and probably should explain what we are building rather than just saying this one and this one because it's annoying me, but you get the picture. There's gonna be roads everywhere. Just make their life easier. There we go. And all the way here. We could have built one here and probably will, but for now I'm gonna leave it as it is. Last thing we didn't build here is sports playgrounds. So it's still 19th of March, technically the first day when we started this. I'm gonna build 2 sports playgrounds, one around here and the second one around here. It doesn't really, nothing really matters where you place them, as long as they're accessible to people, easily accessible, that you're covering all the areas here. You can see that more or less all of these buildings are now connected. And university over here, we can connect school as well. Shopping center is connected well, but we're gonna go across the street here so these guys can easily access the shopping center. The shopping center has 4 of their needs met if they go there, and if you, of course, if you're importing all that stuff or supplying them with that stuff, that would be clothing, electronics, food, and meat. Last thing, hopefully it's last thing, but I doubt it. It's never a last thing. Would be this one here. Okay, if we are missing something, I will see, and you can see that all of them are gonna jump on these pathways and they're gonna go there rather than using the muddy roads, because they can walk on this much faster than anywhere else. One last thing, always, 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 always lower the amount of workers working in the hospital to the lowest level you can. You don't need them. You don't need them initially. Later on, when you have thousands and thousands of people, that's up to you. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna choose cheaper cars here. You can go for more expenses. If you have money, nothing really matters. And of course, I like to have at least 2 fire trucks. If you have a refinery or coal power plant or coal refinery, they tend to burn a little bit harder, but I noticed that we can handle it with 2 firefighter trucks. If you see that something is burning, you can increase number of firefighters to maximum of 20. Usually I keep them 50% to half. Let's see if this is being constructed. Yes. Okay. Last thing, 1 day passed, we still didn't buy buses. Your industrial neighborhood, industrial area would be over here. You have options to transport people over here, and we're gonna put gravel road here. This is gonna be the only gravel road we build. This is the only gravel road I built initially, just because it saves money, and this gravel road is gonna be transporting all your hard-working people to their workplace. Everything else connected to pathways, and they love to walk. They like to walk, yeah. Walk around. So I'm gonna connect this one as well so they can have easier access there. You get the picture. Of course, this kindergarten, for example, is not well connected with this one here, but we can connect it like this. You can see that they're already using this. Okay, buses. Let's explain the buses. Buses, you have 6 initial buses here. Ukrainian, crap. Polish, it's okay. It's really, really fast if you have a small industrial area like a concrete yard, asphalt yards that need to be supplied with people and fast. This is perfect, but other than that, no. The things that you want is Skoda. This one SKD and SKD. This is Skoda and this is Skoda. These are buses. This is luxury, LUX, and this is MTZ. I have no idea what it means, but it has bigger capacity. This one goes 65 kilometers per hour and 80 passengers. This one goes 85 kilometers per hour, but only 40 passengers. So this is for something if you need to go for a distance. This is for capacity. Usually you start with a high-end industry that needs more capacity rather than people, and we're gonna do the same here. We're gonna do a couple of things right now. I'm gonna set up the basic path to our industrial area that actually doesn't have industrial, and we're just gonna call it industrial. This is industrial area of our city, Pardubice, and actually that's a real city, I think. Okay, there you go. And Pardubice is here. We're gonna connect it from this to this. Click yes. You're gonna load, unload. This is a basic setup of your people, and you're gonna choose, click on this plus under the vehicle. That means add vehicles. And either from the screen, if you click here, you can press the flag, or you can go on the line here and just press these little flags. They will start. Okay, last thing you need to do, if you are, this is the only cheat I usually use anywhere. So if you press C, H and E on your keyboard, you will get this cheat mode deactivated. Initially it's deactivated, now it's activated. And if you go to your cheat mode and general debug cheat functions, would be line spacing. Line spacing is telling your bus that they should do their job just to keep the be on time on the stations, so they're just spaced enough so you have constant inflow of workers. They're not like 4 buses behind each other just getting all the workers and then for several days nobody comes. No. Okay, we have 2 days passed. Everything is built. Don't forget to import coal. Coal is important because without coal you can't really heat anybody. Everything else seems to be connected. We're gonna explain every single part of it. Initially, like I said, just lower the amount of workers as much as you can to minimum number. Everything else is pretty much fine. There we go. This is your basic setup. University doesn't matter. People are here, doesn't matter. We have so many people in university waiting in working uselessly. They're not really even working. Doesn't matter. Let them work. We don't have industrial zones. If you would have industrial zones, you would lower this to much lower numbers. For now, just let people work. Okay, school is working. We have a little bit, well, we need professors over here, but like I said, initially when you import people, they are randomly selected as educated or not educated. Here, I'm gonna pause now. You can see that we imported 1,000 people. That means 1,000 workers. That would be 125 workers per each building. This is the randomly how much is set. You have 1,000 people workers, you have 1,300 people, 1,342 people in your town. This is gonna explode the next few months because we have every single need except alcohol and religion fulfilled. Alcohol is a story for itself. I'm just gonna let this go slowly, so I'm gonna show you how it's gonna work. You're gonna have heating soon, they're gonna be happy, babies are gonna be born, everything is gonna make sense. Okay, let's talk about alcohol. Alcohol is cool, alcohol is fun. I used to be a home brewer and I still have the knowledge. Like beer, definitely. But in this game, alcohol shortens your people's lifespans. They want it all the time. You can see, you're gonna see they're gonna be demanding alcohol. Don't give it to them. That will expand their life to over 80 years. This is really, really good. I'm not sure when they stop working, but I like our people to live longer. So I never provide my people with alcohol. Yes, this is fundamentalism here. And second thing is religion. Unfortunately, in vanilla game you cannot build church. There are options to build a church now, or even if you start with random cities, you can have churches in them. You can use that, but religion is something that they will not have in my towns usually, unless we are converting a town into that already has a church. Alcohol, never. So there you go. Alcohol is only to be exported. Here we go. Heat plant is working maximum. You can see that heat gauge is going up here, so they are burning coal like crazy. 7 people working in there. You can see that this bus is going 30 kilometers per hour and this one is going 59. This is because this one is slowing down to create space between them. All of them are slowing down. This one is going 30 kilometers per hour as well, and this one is going 30 kilometers per hour as well, until it gets to a certain distance. When they get to a certain distance from each other, they're gonna speed up. You can see that this one is slowly speeding up. Slowly. And yeah, they're gonna be equally distance from each other. This is what the cheat mode does. Right. You're gonna have potential capacity problem here. Forget about it. This is maximum drain. This is gonna be how much is gonna be drained, but you have 2 of them, so they're gonna split it between each other. You will be well heated up. Your city is gonna be well heated up, and I'm pretty sure that this is it. I think I built this to last for 1,000 years, and I will just see that this is not well constructed. I like everything to be well constructed, so I'm gonna go and do this so other people can have easier access here. Okay, I think that's it. Let's speed this up and see if I forgot anything. I think they're well connected. I'm just gonna check everything. I can connect this one on this side as well, so they have easier access here. All of this is connected. Schools are well connected. Fire department is well connected. You can see that everything is more or less, well, like previously said, well connected. Okay, right. That's about it. I think it's time to let the time pass and see how we do. You're gonna start losing people initially. it always happens. 1, 2, 5, 10, doesn't matter, they're gonna die, but as soon as their happiness reaches a certain level, if all of their needs are met, you can see sports, kindergartens, pub, tavern, never, jobs, I'm not really sure that that's necessary, sports, culture, if their needs are met, they're gonna be fine. Okay, it's dark now, let's meet in 6 months, or if there's something changes, I'm gonna stop and you're gonna see in 1 second. Right, this is a short update. We have 1,341 person now, people. We got 2 birds, and on 4th of April we got first bird, and also just update you, we have 288,000 rubles when we started this. We're gonna lose a lot of money because we are not producing anything, we're just enjoying life. Right, that's the update. Everything seems to be working perfectly fine. Happiness is rising. It's gonna go probably all the way up. Unemployment is gonna stay as it is. We can't really influence that. The things that we're gonna try to do now is to get our people educated. 82 at the moment. We'll see in 6-ish months. And lifespan is gonna stay over 80 years. If we had industry here and alcohol in the city, that would be around 60, 70 years, something like that. Anyway, let's see the statistics later on. 1,400 already, 1,014 people. Workers we have. They already rose by 14, so we're doing good, we're doing good. Okay, see you in a few moments. Okay, let's wrap it up here. 2nd of August, that would be 5-ish months later. Right, expenses, 40,000. In around 4 months, just over 4 months, we lost just over 40,000. So let's say that the living expenses for this population would be in average around 10,000 a month. But we can see this month by month. So, month July, that would be 9,411. A month before that would be a different story because we had much lower population. So let's check this real quickly. Few hundred rubles less. And then we have May. Let's check month of May, how it worked out. A little bit more because it's a longer month. And then we have the 1st of April. That's more or less when our population just settled. We had some other expenses as well, but nevertheless, covering our expenses from the beginning of this year till now would be actually, we probably should go with last month and all the way from the beginning of April. Here we go, 37,000, 38,000 rubles. What is our expenses? What do we spend money on? Food. Food is the majority. The second biggest would be clothing. Third one would be electronics. Fourth one would be meat. So this is what they're consuming in the shops. After that, we only have electricity and coal. Coal is minuscule, and that would be probably involved with the transport. I'm not really sure if this is... Let's check last month. Delivery cost 222. That would be for food. For everything else, yeah, the costs of coal, importing coal, it's definitely not worth even calculating. So coal, importing it directly here, it's not worth even a mention. So there you go, and let's see the statistics. I didn't build anything, maybe fix the road or two, and that's about it. Our university is working really well. We have a lot of highly educated people. We had about 82, I believe. We have 177 now. They are all of them, like more than half, more than doubled population came out of our universities. They weren't imported. Births 1,020. That's 129. Unemployed workers still around the same number because everybody who finishes a college, they have job there. For other people, unfortunately, there's not much work because we don't have any industries. Happiness almost fully all the way there. Average lifespan from 81 years to 86.26. This is amazing. Average age, unfortunately, this is gonna be really low, 17 years, because we have 1,000 people and most of them had 1, 2 or 3 kids, and this is what we have, a baby boom here. children from 7 to 21 years, they're more or less whatever we got from the beginning of the game, beginning of this episode. They get old, and the kids that were here, which was more or less the same amount as they were here, they're getting old. But this baby boom, this wave of babies, is gonna hit in like 6 months or so. So just after the winter, this baby boom is gonna reach the school age. So you're gonna have your school running at maximum capacity, and you will have to build new accommodation for people in a year's time or so. So there you go. This is basic community with only 1,000 people imported. Now counts 2,245 people, and in a year that can be double, triple, 4 times as many, depending how much living space you provide them with, and the living conditions, of course. Surviving winters are gonna be important as well, so expanding your heating infrastructure is something to consider. I'm really happy about this kind of things is making me quite happy, because I'm seeing how the game works. I'm seeing what we can do to make our population more effective, efficient, happier, and hopefully I can share this knowledge with you guys. Okay, that's it. That's how you build basic town. This is what the town looks after 5-ish months later, what the expenses are, what are demographics you can expect, and some tips and tricks what you can do from the beginning. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, press the like button. If not, leave a nasty comment in the comment section. You have Discord, you have all this fine stuff. You can see it in the description of the video. Thanks for watching. Hope it helped. See you in the next one. Bye bye.